Hey everyone, my name is Komal and welcome to Rise PTE. Today we are diving into the ultimate PTE listening tips for band 9 or a 90 score in PTE. Listening is one of the trickiest parts of the PTE exam, but with the right strategies you can ace it. We have got 17 essential tips to help you achieve a perfect score, so let's get started. Tip number 1. Understand the exam format. First things first, understand the PTE listening section format. It consists of tasks like summarize spoken text, multiple choice questions, fill in the blanks, highlight correct summary, and more. Knowing what to expect helps you prepare better. For example, in summarize spoken text, you will listen to a 60 to 90 second audio and write a summary in 50 to 70 words within 10 minutes. In highlight incorrect words, you will hear a recording and follow along with a transcript, clicking on the words that are different from what's spoken. So just make sure you know the question types very well and have a method in mind for each of these question types. Let's look at the tip number 2. Focus on the first and last sentences. In tasks like summarize spoken text and highlight correct summary, the first and last sentences often contain key information. Pay close attention to these parts. Let me give you an example. So if a lecture starts with, "Today we will discuss climate change," and ends with, "In conclusion, climate change is a critical issue." So you know the main topic is climate change. Similarly, in highlight correct summary, if the first sentence of a passage is about the importance of renewable energy and the last sentence reiterates this, choose the summary that emphasizes renewable energy. Now we'll look at the tip number 3. Practice note-taking skills. So effective note-taking is crucial. Develop a system of abbreviations and symbols to quickly jot down key points while listening. Here's an example. While listening to a lecture on economics, note down GDP to indicate that the GDP is increasing. Similarly, the speaker mentions various countries and their economic policies. Use country codes like US, UK, CHN to quickly jot down notes. I can't tell you how important note-taking is. You won't be able to remember everything without taking notes. But if you take notes properly, most listening tasks become quite simple. Alright? Let's look at the tip number 4, which is improve your vocabulary. A rich vocabulary helps you understand recordings better and choose the correct answers. Regularly read articles, listening to podcasts, and practice new words. Make sure you have a copy of the academic word list. Review the words in it. Read articles on diverse topics like science, technology, and current events. Listen to TED Talks or educational podcasts to learn new words and how they are used in context. Tip number 5 is listen to a variety of accents. The PT exam features speakers with different accents. Practice listening to various accents including British, American, Australian, and more. Watch news channels like BBC, which has British accent, and CNN, which has American accent, to get used to different pronunciations. Listen to Australian podcasts or shows to familiarize yourself with the Australian accent. You can also find Australian news channels, SBS and ABC on YouTube. Always make sure you are only listening to audio from academic sources. Don't waste time on slang or funny videos on YouTube. Now we'll look at the tip number 6. Tip number 6 is practice active listening. So active listening involves fully concentrating on what's being said rather than passively hearing. This helps you catch more details. While listening to a news report, summarize each segment mentally to ensure you are following along. During a conversation, Repeat key points in your mind or jot them down to improve retention and understanding. Now we'll look at the tip number 7. It's use context to guess unknown words. If you encounter an unfamiliar word, use the context to guess its meaning. This can help you understand the overall message. Let me give you an example. If you hear, the arid climate has led to a scarcity of water, you can infer that arid means dry because it leads to a lack of water. Here's another example. In a sentence like, the lecture was so soporific that many students fell asleep, you can guess that soporific means sleep-inducing or boring because students fell asleep. Let's look at tip number 8. Familiarize yourself with different question types. Each task in the listening section has different requirements. Familiarize yourself with them to know exactly what to do. For example, in multiple choice, multiple answer questions, you need to select more than one correct answer. Unlike single answer questions, you also need to be careful of negative marking. In fill in the blanks tasks, you will need to listen carefully to fill in missing words in a transcript correctly. You must know these basics before exam. Don't waste time in the exam on understanding the question type. Let's look at tip number 9. Improve your typing speed and accuracy. You need to type quickly and accurately during the test. Practice typing to avoid losing marks due to typos. Use online typing tests to practice typing speed and accuracy regularly. Type out practice essays or summaries to improve your typing skills and get used to the exam conditions. Let's look at the tip number 10. Pay attention to word stress, intonation. Word stress and intonation can change the meaning of sentences. Paying attention to these can help you understand the speaker's intent. For example, you must notice the difference in meaning between I didn't say he stole the money when you want to say that someone else did. I didn't say he stole the money when you want to say that he borrowed it. Another example, in a sentence like, she's going to the party. A rising intonation at the end, such as, she's going to the party, indicate a question, while a falling intonation indicates a statement that she is going. So make sure you pay attention to the intonation and stress. Tip number 11. Focus on keywords. Identify and focus on keywords in each task. Keywords are usually the words that carry the most meaning. In multiple choice questions, look for keywords in the question and options to guide your listening, such as main reason, cause, or effect. For summarized spoken text, focus on capturing keywords and main ideas from the audio rather than trying to remember every detail. Let's look at the tip number 12. Practice summarizing recordings. Regularly practice summarizing short recordings. This helps improve your ability to capture main ideas and details quickly. Here's what you can do. Listen to a 2-minute podcast and summarize it in 1 or 2 sentences. Another way to practice is, after watching a short video, write down the key points in a concise summary. Tip number 13 is, use contextual clues for fill-in-the-blanks. For fill-in-the-blank, use the context of the surrounding words to help you choose the correct word when you have not been able to listen and understand correctly. For example, if the sentence is, he couldn't blank the heavy box, the word is likely lift or carry based on the context. In a sentence like, the scientist conducted an blank experiment, words like important or interesting fit the context. That means if you miss the word from the audio, you can later on guess based upon the context. Alright, so let's look at the tip number 14. Tip number 14 is, don't get stuck on one question. If you find a question difficult, don't spend too much time on it. Move on and come back if you have time. As an example, in multiple choice questions, if you are unsure, make an educated guess and move on to avoid wasting time. Just be careful about negative marking in multiple choice, multiple answers. For fill in the blanks, if you can't figure out a word, skip it and return to it later if you have time left. Let's look at the tip number 15. Practice with real exam materials. Use authentic PTE practice materials to familiarize yourself with the format and types of questions. Don't rely too much on YouTube videos that have been put together very quickly with the sole objective of earning views. Use practice materials for reputable PTE preparation websites to get a variety of practice questions. If you want a free mock test and other guidance, do check out our website, risepte.com. Tip number 16. Manage your time wisely. Time management is crucial. Keep an eye on the clock and pace yourselves to ensure you have enough time for all tasks. Allocate a specific amount of time for each task and stick to it to ensure you complete all sections. Use a timer during practice sessions to get used to the timing and improve your pace. Let's look at the last tip, which is very important, and that is tip number 17. Stay calm and focused. Finally, stay calm and focused during the exam. Anxiety can impact your performance, so practice relaxation techniques. Take deep breaths and stay positive to keep anxiety at bay and maintain focus. Tell yourself that you have successfully faced bigger challenges than PTE exam and remind yourself of the time and effort you have put in preparing for the exam. It will put you in the right frame of mind. That's it for our ultimate PTE listening tips for a Band 9. Follow these 17 tips and you will be well on your way to achieving a perfect score in the listening section. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more PTE tips and strategies. Good luck with your exam. Bye-bye.